This is how you're going to achieve your goals in 30 days. This is how you're going to become consistent in 30 days. I want to say this disclaimer: when you choose to do something that you've never done before, in the beginning, it's going to feel uncomfortable because it's unfamiliar. This is not for you to give up on yourself. This is not for you to rush. And most importantly, you have to release any outcome that you have. So with that being said, welcome or welcome back. It's your favorite mental health specialist. Let's just get straight into today's video. For the next 30 days, I broke down a routine step by step on how you're going to become consistent if you struggle with consistency, building your confidence, and actually starting to achieve your goals. Once again, your goals are going to be based off of short or long term. That's for you to decide. And any goal that you have to have the mindset of knowing that everything is going to work out for you. The reason why a lot of people struggle with consistency or feel like what they want to do is impossible is because they're not confident. If you're not confident from the beginning, your confidence has to show up every single day, daily. So the first thing you have to do in order for you to be consistent is ask yourself what it is that you're trying to receive, what it is that you're trying to achieve. So in order for you to do this, when you come across these videos, I need you to get a pen and paper. I need you to get a notebook. I need you to get a journal like this or whatever writing utensil you have, and write it down. I'm old school. I like to use notebooks to do a lot of the creativity that I use, but whatever you have, figure out what it is that you're trying to achieve, what it is that you're trying to receive. So the first thing you need to do on the top of the piece of paper or whatever you have is write down your goal. So for example, I'll do this with you so you have an understanding. Let's just say my goal is to, what can I do? My goal is to drink green tea for 30 days. And the reason why it's important to visually see what it is you're doing as well as verbally confirming is so you can check it off. You see, it's nothing wrong with having goals. It's nothing wrong with setting expectations for ourselves, but we have to be practical and realistic about how we're going to achieve these dreams and these goals. Because if we're trying to move and we don't know when we're going to move, how we're going to move, like if we don't have instructions, if we're not strategic, if we're not disciplined, that's where it starts to seem challenging and difficult. And another thing that you need to keep in mind is what is actual being consistent. People tell you to be consistent, but I'm going to explain to you guys based off of the dictionary what it is. So the word consistency is an adjective. When something or someone is being consistent, they're acting or doing something in a way over time. So being consistent is being repetitively or repetitive. And that's why people tell you all the time to just be consistent. But in order for you to be consistent, you have to be stable. You have to do this constantly. This has to be a routine. It also says that when you are consistent, you're unchanging in your nature or in a standard of effect of over time. So being consistency, in order for you to be consistent for a long period of time, you have to do things daily or whenever you have the time to do it. So as long as you are showing up and working with where you are and where you have and what you have, you will achieve your goals. So in order for us to be consistent, the first thing we're going to talk about in today's video, out of the 30 videos, out of the 30 days, is figuring out what it is that we want to do. And this is the most important thing. This is the first thing that you need to do, is because it needs to be very plain. If you're trying to lose weight, if you're trying to get a house, before you figure out how you're going to do X, Y, and Z, before you make up a plan, before you have strategies, before you execute what it is that you want, you need to know what it is that you're doing. You need to be able to break it down. If you want to go save like $100,000, that's the first thing we need to focus on. Worrying about everything else right now is going to cause confusion. It's going to cause doubt. And most importantly, when you decide to heal yourself, when you set a goal, when you become consistent, you have to be able to lock in. So the next thing we're going to do in this video, once we figure out what it is that we want to receive and achieve, is ask ourselves and make time for ourselves to self-reflect and understand what are the responsibilities that come with our goals. So for example, my goal was to drink green tea, what did I say, 21 days, 30 days, 21 days, 30 days. The next thing you need to write down and be aware of is what are the responsibilities that come with drinking green tea. So for example, the responsibilities of me drinking green tea is making sure that it's a part of my routine, is making sure that I drink a certain amount of green tea daily in order for me to see the results. And it sounds simple, but there are going to be times where, let's just say you're busy or you're in a rush, or maybe you're tired, you're not feeling good, and you don't feel like drinking green tea. Maybe you want a soda, maybe you want to drink water, maybe you get tired of it. You have to realize, are you going to be able to continue to show up for whatever it is that you're asking for? Because it's nothing wrong with wanting a house, there's nothing wrong with wanting to drink green tea for 21 days, 30 days, but it's like, if you are not willing to show up, if you're not going to be serious, if you're not going to be committed, being consistent is going to be challenging and difficult, because anybody could say, oh yeah, that's not really that hard to do, until they have to do it. Another example is if you're trying to go back to school. Oh, just getting your degree. Anybody could get their degree. It's so much easier to say what it is that you want to do until you actually have to put in the work, especially if you're setting a goal that you've never achieved before or you've never seen done before. It's really important that when we figure out what it is that we achieve and what we want to receive, we are aware. So this is important to read the fine print. So if your goal is to lose weight, what are the responsibilities of losing weight? So an example of responsibilities of losing weight is going to the gym. Going to the gym maybe 3 times, 4 times, 6 times a week. Are you willing to go to the gym 3 to 4, 6 times a week? Are you willing to pay for a gym membership? Are you able to provide transportation to and from the gym? Are you going to work out from home? Do you have exercise equipment at home? Are you going to join yoga? Are you going to join Pilates? Are you able to walk for 10, 20 minutes? Are you able to get your 10,000 steps? It's a lot that comes with our goals. And just because there's responsibilities with what it is that we're asking for, doesn't mean you need to be discouraged or afraid. This is why a lot of people stop being consistent. They'll start their weight loss journey for like maybe a week or two, and then once they realize, I got to go to the gym next week, and then the week after that, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day, comment down below if you know where that's from, and the next day, and now they're just like, well, I don't want to do this anymore. And that's what the word consistency says in the definition. In order for somebody to be consistent, you have to be doing something over time. And depending on what it is that you're asking for, you don't know how long it's going to take you to lose weight. We can set goals and say we want to lose weight in 3 months, a specific amount of time. But what happens when you don't lose that weight? What if it does take longer? Are you still willing to show up? Are you still going to give your energy and your effort? And this is why the first thing we're talking about in today's video is what we want to achieve and understand the responsibility and the consequences that come with it. So when we're showing up daily and we're putting in the work, we don't get discouraged or we don't feel unmotivated, because the only way for you to be consistent other than to be committed is if you desire it. If you genuinely don't want to lose weight, you're going to struggle. You're going to think it's difficult. You're going to think it's hard. You're going to think it's overwhelming, and it's not. Now, if you're not taught how to achieve goals, if you don't have the finances, you don't have the resources, you do have to put in more energy and more effort. It's not to compare your situation or to make you feel less than, but it's like, if you are not having the help and the resources and the education and the finances, trying to be upset or say this is not fair is not going to change your situation. So it's important also, when you understand the responsibilities and the consequences, that you're educating yourself. So when you figure out what it is that you want to do, I challenge you, once you write it down, to look up what comes with you losing weight. So you could Google, if that's your goal, to lose weight, what do I need to do to lose weight? How do I lose weight in 30 days? How do I lose weight in 6 months? What foods do I need to eat in 6 months? What foods do I need to stop cutting off? What type of gym memberships do I need to sign up for? What type of exercises? Like, you have to be willing to educate yourself in what it is that you're doing, so you're not unaware or you're not prepared. A lot of people say, like I said, they want to lose weight, they want to buy a house, and you haven't done any research. You have to become educated. You have to become equipped in what it is that you're asking for, because why do you want it? Just to say that you had it or have it? And that's the difference between having it in your mind and having an imagination versus it actually being a part of your reality, it actually being your lifestyle. Like, you going to the gym daily could be a realistic activity and something that you do in real life. But if it's in your mind and you're not figuring out what you need to do, or you're not willing to make these necessary changes, like I said, understand the responsibility that comes with it, you're not going to achieve your goals. It's not hard. So that's another thing you have to pay attention to is, are you willing to do what it takes to lose weight? Are you willing, excuse me, are you willing to cut off certain foods? Are you willing to drink more water? Are you willing to start doing the 5,000, 10,000 steps on a Stairmaster or just walking? Are you willing to go to yoga? Are you willing to save your money to go to Pilates or invest into a personal trainer? Are you willing to show up and go to the gym for an hour and 30 minutes or however long it is? This is really important too. Like, a lot of people say they want things and it's just like, you may not know what comes with it. So instead of being so eager and excited about our goals, calm our energy down. Because most importantly, in ending off the video soon, in order for you to be consistent, you have to be present. You have to be grounded. Your emotions have to be in control. So if your emotions are all over the place and you feel unstable, we got to work on our mental health. So ending off the video, that's the beginning of what we're going to talk about. Now we need to talk about our mental health, because our mental health is connected to our physical health, psychological health, financial, spiritual, and any other type of health. Health is wealth. So the first thing mentally we have to do in order for us to be consistent is be committed. But in order for you to be committed mentally, you have to accept where you are. You have to be willing to be uncomfortable in the beginning. You have to be willing to be triggered and challenged in a positive way. If you're being challenged and triggered in a negative way, we have to self-reflect. We have to understand where these insecurities and these doubts are coming from. But if you're being challenged and you're triggered in a positive way and it's making you feel inspired, it's making you feel motivated, it's making you feel uplifted, okay, we need to be able to say, you know what, I may not be in the best shape right now, but I want to lose weight. I'm ready to commit. Or I may not be happy with my finances. I'm willing to start investing, start budgeting, start educating myself, following people, and surrounding myself with people who could teach me about finances or whatever it is that you want. Like, you have to make the decision. So mentally, you have to prepare yourself that when you decide to do this choice, when you make this commitment, you're going to stick to it. Mentally, you have to affirm that everything is going to work out. So an affirmation that you have to start telling yourself in order for you to be consistent is that everything is going to work out for you. So that's another challenge that I have for you. And I talked about that earlier today on my TikTok. Make sure you guys follow me at Ty.guidance. All social media will be down in the description box below. It's to affirm something. Create your affirmation that you can say to reassure you, because affirmations equal confirmations. In the beginning, when you don't have friends, family, and support, it may seem challenging, it may seem difficult. But if you have an affirmation, it's to reassure you that everything is going to work out, even though you may not see results immediately, because once again, you let go of your outcome. So when you set your affirmations, I need you to create 3 affirmations in this video to help you be reassured, to help you remind yourself that I decided to lose weight, I decided to buy a house, I decided to do whatever it is that you want to do, and that is going to work out for me, and then I'm going to get what it is that I'm putting in the work for. Because if you don't work for things in life, it has to be handed to you. So create your affirmations, mentally prepare yourself to know that if you decide to do something, you have to be willing to show up. You have to be willing to put in the work. If you're not ready to do something, if you don't want to do something, don't commit to it. When you say certain things, it has to have value. It has to have meaning. So if you know that you're not ready to lose weight right now, don't worry about losing weight. You don't have to stress yourself out and be overwhelmed and feel overworked. Don't do it. If you know you can start making time daily, because when it comes to being consistent, like I said, you have to do things daily. It could be one task for the next 30 days. If you have one task for the next 30 days, you're going to complete 30 tasks. You may not be able to do all of them in one day. That's fine. But as long as you're willing to show up daily or based off of your schedule, which comes with responsibilities, you will achieve your goal. And that's another thing. You need to understand what it's going to take. So your schedule, going to the gym. Are you willing to go to the gym 2, 3 times, 4 times a week? Are you in a current position right now where you can go to the gym 2, 3 times a week? You have to be willing to figure out what you're going to be able to focus on and what you're going to be able to prioritize. So in the next couple of videos, as I continue to make these 30-day videos, 30-day challenges for you, we will go over and discuss that. So if you have questions, comments, or concerns, give this video a big thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed, turn your post notification bell so we can go live, and therefore, you know, we can get the tea, we can answer the questions, we can see where everybody's at, and we can confirm that we achieved our goals and started to within the 30 days, depending on what it is that you want. And make sure you follow me on all social media platforms. All the information will be down in the description box below. And if you want a one-on-one session, head to my website at tideguidance.summer.com. The availabilities will only be available until the end of this year. So that's only a couple more weeks left, or maybe a month, okay? But the first thing you have to do in order for you to be consistent or achieve your goals in 30 days is what? Figure out what it is that you're trying to achieve. Figure out what it is that you want to receive. Write it down. Get a pen, paper, notebook, iPad. Write it down, make it clear, and make sure you are ready, because I'm moving forward. The time is going to go by. So are you. It's okay if you may not have everything, like I said, chronologically order. I think that's the wrong term, but in order, step by step, I'm going to break it down for you within the 30 days, and you will be able to see results as long as you do your part. I'm going to give you the best information that I have, inform and educate you as your favorite mental health specialist, your rich auntie, and just a person. It's up to you to take the rest and apply what needs to be done and hold yourself accountable. We need to get through these 30 days because the days are going to go by, and I want you to see your results. I want you to become successful. I want you to do whatever it is that you want to do, because I'm going to do it as well. So make sure you guys are following, give it a big thumbs up. Stay tuned. When you follow me on Instagram and on TikTok, I will be going live, like I said, until we reach our goal on YouTube to go live and answer you guys' questions, because I get them all the time. So if you have a specific question or comment or concern, let me know in the comment section. If you want to continue to make videos like this, if you want to talk about something that I haven't addressed, I'm going to make this into a playlist. And once again, when you follow me on TikTok and Instagram, I will be posting on my story time polls to see where we're at, see what we need to continue, or to see what we need to remove. But the first thing we need to do in order for us to be consistent is to decide what it is that we want to do, what it is that we're trying to receive, and not make this goal or this consistency challenging and difficult, because it doesn't need to be. We don't need to be stressed. We don't need to be overwhelmed. So stay tuned for the rest of the videos. Bye. It's day 1.